Today's topic is going to be about the whole Super Bowl situation and what I think about it and why I think the reason is behind how it went down. And if you don't know, for this year's Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar is going to be performing. The Super Bowl is going to be in New Orleans, Louisiana. And as y'all all know, Lil Wayne is the biggest artist to ever come out of New Orleans. Um, he is the influence for why a lot of rappers are the way that they are today. A lot of people started rapping because of Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was the first rapper to ever cross over to from being a rapper to a rock star to doing R&B songs to just being versatile. And um, he's great for a lot of things. He discovered Drake and Lil Wayne, and they had Drake is still on the run right now in his prime. Nicki Minaj had one of the craziest runs. Released the album like a year ago, whatever, and it did great numbers. She went on tour for it. So, with all that being said, a lot of people feel like Lil Wayne was robbed of the Super Bowl in New Orleans, and rightfully so. I feel like it holds a lot more weight now because they said that the Super Bowl has already happened like 10 or 11 times in New Orleans before, and Lil Wayne was never selected. And I mean, that could be for a whole lot of different things. I mean, you look at Lil Wayne and his track record, you wouldn't want somebody who is actively, getting on reporters and interviews and walking out of interviews and, drinking lean and smoking weed all the time and promoting that and talking the way he did. Like, the way he just, marketed himself, it would be hard for him to perform at the Super Bowl. Now, granted, he was still doing award show performances and doing his own kind of thing for MTV and all that. The Super Bowl is more of a global, bigger platform. So if Colin Kaepernick can't take a knee, you think they really finna let Lil Wayne get up there and perform? You know what I'm saying? So it had to take a little while for him to grow as a person, for him to in order for him to be able to get up there on the Super Bowl platform and be able to perform and put on a great show. And he also has released so many more hits since then. So I feel like it would make way more sense for him to do it now. And, I feel like that's more the reason why he didn't get to do it back then all those years, because he was in jail even for an amount of time. Just a lot of different things. And, now that he's not really in the media for the wrong things now and he's older, he's had a clean slate for a lot of years. He's more than qualified to do it. A lot of people feel like, well, it should have been him. It's in his hometown, whoop-de-woo. And, you know what I'm saying? I totally agree. I feel like Lil Wayne is, definitely deserving of doing it. Especially if they had a conversation and they kind of made him feel like he was going to be the guy and they ended up going a different direction and he didn't, understand, because he even came out and made a video saying how he was hurt. He felt let down. He felt like he let the fans down. So, with all that being said, I definitely feel like, it was hard to see him not being selected. And there was a lot of different reasons why they were saying why he possibly didn't get selected, other than just the whole him and Jay-Z thing, because they used to have their little beef back in the day that probably still lingering on, but, people can say they make up, but could still hold a little grudge or agenda against you, you know what I'm saying? And, I feel like this is probably the year that Lil Wayne should have did the Super Bowl, because what other moment is New Orleans going to have? It's not just like the most touristy place in the world. The only time people are going to New Orleans is for a Saints game or Mardi Gras. Other than that, nobody's going to New Orleans like that, for not that I know of. Like, I don't know anybody that's just saying, oh, I'm finna catch a flight to New Orleans. I don't really hear that for real. And so the Super Bowl happening here, everybody knows that the Super Bowl is notoriously known for billions of views, commercials, and a halftime performance. And so many greats have performed at the halftime show, like Michael Jackson, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent. Like, a lot of legends have performed at halftime. So Lil Wayne also wants that to be added to his resume and his career, as being able to have been performed at a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And, a lot of people say that he may not be in the best health condition to perform. A lot of people are saying that, looking at they pulled up a clip from him doing something at WrestleMania like a year ago or something like that. And they were just saying it didn't sound good or whatever, and it didn't, it just wasn't a performance type of thing. But you think Lil Wayne wouldn't prepare himself for a Super Bowl in his hometown? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just all that. Like, I don't think that he was given a fair chance to at least display like he had. And even if he wasn't in the right shape, or if he wasn't in the performance like shape that they would want him to be in. He has from what now it's September all the way into February to get it right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what October, November, December, January, like 4.5 months to get it right. That's plenty enough time for him to remember his lyrics, because they say he forgets his lyrics too because he doesn't write anything down. I mean, understandable. He's getting older too. So, I mean, you take all that into account. Yeah, you can say that, but then again, like I looked at old performances and I looked at he was doing a concert or performance for MTV. Granted, he was younger, but when Wayne was up there, he wasn't just giving you a crazy performance. Because if we was gonna take it to the point of him not being selected because he's not a great performer, well, why didn't we have Chris Brown do the show in New Orleans? You know what I'm saying? We had Usher already last year, so why didn't we do a Chris Brown? Chris Brown is an excellent performer. You know what I'm saying? Chris Brown is probably he is the second coming of Michael Jackson. It'll never be anybody from this generation that can even compare themselves to Michael Jackson unless we're talking about Drake. And that's because of the hits and the numbers and the achievements. But as far as Chris Brown, talent-wise, performance-wise, if we're taking it based off that, it should have been Chris Brown this year if we're going to do it like that. Because I don't remember a time where I went or heard about a Kendrick Lamar performance where he just gave us the greatest performance of all time. Kendrick Lamar don't even appear like that. He went away for like 5 years. And I think that's why his fan base is the way it is, because they barely get anything from him. And the fact that he had this whole beef with Drake recently, I feel like is part of the reason why he got it too. Because he's been more active dropping music and stuff like that. But Kendrick Lamar, he has good music videos and stuff, don't get me wrong. But I know he can give a good performance. But if we're going to put it based off that, let's not act like that was the main thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of other different things that go into it. Now, back to the fact of, you know, Wayne being able to have time to prepare. I feel like shit, if he would have had time to prepare, we would have all enjoyed the show, because we wouldn't have been expecting him to get up there and it'd be a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on and stuff like that. No, we want to see Wayne because the hits that we are going to be singing it word for word. He probably won't even have to rap none of the words like that much, because everybody knows. I know at least everybody knows at least 2 to 3 Wayne songs word for word. I know a plethora just because he was my favorite artist growing up. But like everybody at least knows 2 to 3 Wayne songs word for word. If not word for word, majority of the songs. So back to that MTV performance that he had. He was up there and the video started with 6 foot, 7 foot. So you can only imagine how it went. And it wasn't even the biggest area or the craziest stage setup. It was like a Tetris type thing. It was like a T. Took his shirt off, took the clip out of his hair, beat dropped, song started, and he just went bar for bar. And it was still live in there because everybody knew the song, everybody loved the song, everybody was turned up in there, and everybody was singing it word for word. So I think that's going to be more of what we're going to be getting. If we would have got Wayne, we would have got those hits that he got. He don't always just have the rap songs, and his music is versatile. Like I said, he went from being a rapper to a rock star to all this different type of stuff, and he has different types of genres of music. He has hella features, and he's written songs for everybody in the industry almost. Songs that have went platinum, and a lot of y'all don't even know. So, you know what I'm saying? He could bring out a lot of different type of versatile of artists. Everybody in every ethnicity group could relate to a Lil Wayne song or enjoy a Lil Wayne song or somebody he's featured on or a song that he's featured on. He could still bring that artist out. You know, so I really don't like it ain't like I'm not one of the ones that where it's like Nicki Minaj where she's been ranting, you know, all these days. I'm not like on that stand with it, but I'm on the stand where I'm like, well, he definitely was deserving. And I've already had a couple conversations with a couple different people about, you know, this whole situation and what I think about it and why he wasn't selected. But at the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is. I feel like Kendrick's still gonna give us a good performance. You know, and like I said, people aren't going to the Super Bowl expecting Kendrick Lamar to give us the greatest Super Bowl, you know, performance of all time. It's gonna be a great show for sure, and everybody knows that. But everybody who has a problem with Wayne not being selected just knows the magnitude of what it would have meant to New Orleans as a whole, and artists that came from New Orleans, and just Southern artists in general, because like people never really gave like Louisiana, Texas, the pioneers really of some of the most captivating cultural moments in history, never got our credit for it. So it would have been good to be able to see Wayne be able to go up there and have his moment with you know, everybody, bring Young Money out. Probably would have had Drake, and that's another thing too. I feel like, you know, um, it might be a little stuff going on with that Kendrick and Drake beef, because I've been hearing stuff now that, you know, Jay-Z didn't want Wayne to go up there because Drake probably would have been up there, and Drake declined the Super Bowl before in the past, and you know, just a lot of different little crazy stuff. And you know, I think he got ties with Kendrick Lamar too, as well as Drake. But I mean, Drake and Jay-Z have had a long relationship. I feel like longer than maybe Kendrick has. Jay-Z done been on songs. He's been on Drake's albums, mixtapes. Drake then shouted him out as the best, you know, rapper a few times. And you know, even gave him his flowers a plethora of times. So it's just like, I don't know, man. It could be a factor into all that stuff, but you know, you never know, man. You never really truly know. So, um, you know, y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that, you know, Wayne was robbed of it? Do you think Jay-Z made a good decision by not picking Wayne? Like, if you go back and look at his performances, do you think you would have wanted to see that? I don't think people really cared that much about the performance aspect. It's just Lil Wayne being who he is, the catalog that he has, and being able to go back into your memory bank and remember all those songs. Because, like, when Rihanna went up there and performed at the Super Bowl, she was pregnant. She wasn't, she was just in the air, walking around on platforms, barely doing anything. She was pregnant. So, like, we also can't base it off of that. I just feel like that's kind of an excuse for people to make for the reason why Wayne didn't get selected, because a lot of people want to see Wayne, and a lot of people are on Kendrick's side right now because this whole Drake and Kendrick beef. But if we're really looking at it, Rihanna went up there and was pregnant as hell and did the whole Super Bowl halftime show. You know what I'm saying? And it was a good performance because Rihanna ain't dropped music in so long, but Rihanna is just so big globally because, for one, her career, her music career. For two, her being as beautiful as she is, and for three, her lingerie line. Fenty is like one of the biggest things. That's what made her a billionaire, I think. So, you know, she did a hell of a job, just because like she was bringing up songs that I remember from like middle school, and I was like, dang, I forgot she got this. Like, she got so many hits. Like, she was playing hit after hit after hit. It would have been the same thing with Lil Wayne when he would have got up there. It would have been a hit after hit after hit. So they definitely fumbled with this, man. The NFL. I mean, I definitely feel for Lil Wayne and everybody like myself who were fans of Wayne since basically day one, or day one of that I could remember when I finally like really got into music for real. You know, I remember having Wayne. I had the iPod, the original iPod, the little square ones with the little circle touchpad, and I remember having um, all the Lil Wayne songs. I used to listen to Dr. Carter every day on the bus going to school. That was like my favorite song growing up, and I used to just always listen to him on the bus going to school, coming home from school, and then, you know, I eventually went over into listening to Drake and stuff like that whenever he came out. And it's just crazy to see, man. Like, these are guys that have had the like long careers. Like, I don't remember the last time we could talk about artists who were actively still dropping music and still have the respect of his peers, had a career like how he had, and you know, are still irrelevant to this day. So, you know, it's definitely hard to see that, you know, he not dropping, because I feel like too, if Wayne was to drop something right now, people would listen to it probably more than they would if Jay-Z was to drop something. You know what I'm saying? Because Wayne right now is on, he's going, the past year, he's been going on a crazy feature run. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. We gotta look ourselves in the mirror as the Super Bowl committee, and really be honest with ourselves and what's going on, because I didn't see anybody better fit than to be the guy other than Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Rocking out the show. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, I'm not that pressed about it. I just feel like it was something that had to be talked about on the pod. And I had, like I said, 2, 3, 4 conversations off camera with people that I'm close with and know about the whole thing. And I'm a little late on the situation, but I mean, this is something that's going to be in history forever. Like Wayne not being selected, you know what I'm saying? you know, Wayne getting later in his years. We don't know the next time the Super Bowl is going to be in New Orleans. We wouldn't want Wayne to do a Super Bowl in Las Vegas or anything like that, or California. Like, cool. That's another thing, too. Like, people were saying, like, well, the next 2 Super Bowls are going to be in Vegas and California. You know, why didn't we just wait 1 year for Kendrick to do it the next season? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, like, Kendrick is obviously more younger. And that's not to say that, you know, life happens. You never know what could happen. You know, so, like, that can't be, like, you know, just the strongest point. But at the same time, it's still a point to make. Like, Wayne is only getting older, you know what I'm saying, with Rich Homie Quan. And then the timing of it, too. Like, Rich Homie Quan had just passed, and people didn't expect that. So people would hate for something to happen to Wayne, and they never got that moment from him, or, you know what I'm saying, something like that. Like, that would have just been the perfect way to, you know what I'm saying, have that cemented in history, and, you know, just a moment for people. But whatever, man. Like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We are going to be getting back on our grind, man, being more consistent. I've been juggling a lot of different things, man, trying to make it, you know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody at that point, or especially if you me, I just feel like I'm at the point now to where I'm trying to figure it out to be more than average. And it's been like that for about a year or two now, but I really have to lock in, because all the stuff that I've been doing that I could have been, you know, making something out of, I was just doing it and not putting the resources behind it. So got to get back on my YouTube grind, man, but also I'm going to still be streaming, because I've been streaming a lot more lately than I have been on YouTube. And I've been, you know, trying to put clips out. I've been trying to continue making my beats and stuff, producing and stuff like that. So I just got my hand in all of my different buckets right now, trying to get everything going. But I definitely want to keep the YouTube going, because I have the traction going. I don't want to fall off and then mess it up with, you know, getting where I'm supposed to be and where I want to be. So, yeah, man, for all the people who are tuned in regularly and who always give me, you know, feedback, and just let me know about my channel and stuff. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. It's been your boy. I'm gone.